Hey everyone, this is Roldy and Chingy, my co-host. I have a new podcast with my friend Richard. It's called the Well Lords Podcast. So I'll put the description below. Please check it out. And yeah, we talk Pokemon Go and PvP. And it's been a while since I've uploaded a video. So I want to show you my Ultra League team now that Ultra League Premier is back. I'm running Machamp, a double flyer. And I'm now testing out a brand new XL Drift Blim. I'm no longer running the um, hundo that I used to always run. So let's get straight into the battles here and let's see how this team goes. It's an ABB team, so we have a Venusaur lead. I'm going to switch straight into Driftblim and try to bait out the flyer counter, which I did because this is the Ampharos. I'm going to be able to land one Icy Wind here and debuff it. I might not be able to get to another one. Let's see. This won't take me out, but they might be able to get to another. Yeah. So they were at two. So some people will decide to farm down. They decided to throw back to back. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to just come back in with my Machamp and just counter down. I will be able to tank a Thunder Punch, and I'm not afraid of a Focus Blast. At this point, they only have enough energy for a Thunder Punch, and I'm going to counter all the way down. Luckily, they weren't able to get off a last Volt Switch there. And I switch immediately to Talonflame, but they do have an Empoleon in the back, which is actually not that great. It's tricky. Obviously, Talonflame here hits for neutral. So my goal is just to try to get its shields. I'm going to shield here. I am at another Flame Charge. I'm going to throw the Flame Charge. Hope to get the last shield. Might have enough time now to switch back into Machamp. No, never mind. Switch counter is not up. But I am able to take out the Empoleon there. Maybe they should have actually shielded the second move, the second Flame Charge. And then it's a CMP tie. I decide to let this go, and I'm going to go straight for the Rock Slide here. And because I have a shield, I should be able to get to the Cross Chop before they get to another. Actually, no, I don't. I will be able to shield and then throw a Cross Chop. That's what I meant. So that was a good first battle. So I'm now like in the 2900s range as of today. I did tank drastically and slowly built my elo back up in Remix Cup. I didn't end up uploading my team, unfortunately, but yeah, we're back in Great League. I mean, Ultra League, which is actually probably my favorite league. So I switched straight into Driftblim when it's a Dragonite lead, and I kind of messed up here because I didn't CMP tie the Dragonite. I think I overfarmed. I would have to go back and check, but that's fine. So for Empoleon, what you want to do, even though it's kind of weird, you want to throw the Icy Wind first and then the Shadow Ball. That allows you to be able to survive enough to get off this third move. So I did get a shield there. And that's also something that the new XL Drifloon can do that the previous one can't. This is, I think, a level 47, where my previous was a hundo. So this is a rank 78. I also built a new Shadow Machamp as opposed to the one I was using earlier in the season. I now have a better one. And I have a rank 1 for Great League. So this was my Great League one that I now powered up to Ultra League. And eventually I'll build my rank 1 for Great League. Same Hundo Talonflame that I was running before. I don't know if I win this. Maybe I do. Let's see. Can I land the Brave Bird? Okay. So I am able to get off the Brave Bird here. They're running Excadrill, which again is scary to see in the Master League, especially with my team. It's very weak to ground, but it's extremely squishy in the Ultra League. Even Icy Wind from Drifblim does like 40% of its health. So we have a Swampert here, which is fine. I kind of want to get it out of the way. Swampert is a really annoying Pokemon to deal with. It's like gaining energy out of, it's hard. Like I feel like I always count the mud shots, and I think I know how much energy it has, but it always has more energy. Especially when they switch it in, it gets like 2 mud shots worth of energy as it's literally coming onto the field. So they switch into Machamp. I'm going to throw a Cross Chop and switch into my Driftblim, more than likely. I do. And here I'm going to go straight for Shadow Ball. They have Incinerate Typhlosion. They shield. I will survive a Blast Burn. Barely. But it will give me enough to be able to get off a Shadow Ball, I believe. Yeah. Just because of the Incinerate animation taking a long time. And they are left very low. Very close to taking it out, but not enough. But I'm going to go in with my Talonflame. I'm going to survive a Blast Burn as it's resisted. And I'm going to just start. I'm going to have to catch the Rock Slide here. And I do catch it perfectly. And that's also a tricky catch, as running Talonflame, sometimes you get stuck in Incinerate animations. You have to time the stops out of Talonflame pretty well. So that was kind of lucky that I was able to catch that Rock Slide on the Machamp. But that was the win condition, as I would have been taken out. And I don't know if I would have had enough on my Machamp to take it out. But maybe. That guaranteed the win at least. Going against Dr. Wound. Terrible lead, but that's okay because I have 2 Pokemon in the back that counter this. I'm going to switch it to the softer counter. And here we see a Galarian Stunfisk. A lot more tanky than Excadrill. As you're going to see, the Icy ones don't do very much. But that's okay. I'm not going to shield anything at this point because the whole point was to bait out the Flyer counter, which I did. And also, this is great because I don't want my Talonflame to see this either. Today we're drinking Dr. Zevia, 0-calorie Dr. Pepper imitation that tastes more like medicine than Dr. Pepper. I throw a Shadow Ball thinking it might take it out. It doesn't. Maybe I should have gone for... Oh, actually, I'm able to Flame Charge down, so it doesn't matter. And they have a Gallade. So the thing about Gallade is that these confusions do chunk. As you can see, it does like almost as much as an Incinerate does to it. It does a ton of damage. Let's see what I decide to do. If I'm able to... I should be able to... Yeah. This is fine. They're going to shield this. I might even still be able to get to another move here because they have to kind of throw. Because the third Flame Charge is faster to get to, I believe. And at this point, they close their app. They kind of realize, like, man, that was so close. If they would have farmed me down there, they would have gone for Flamethrower. It would have been done. So it was kind of risky of me to stay in. But I wasn't going to try to catch... Excuse me, I just burped. I wasn't going to try... I don't know, it was a risky catch. So we're going against Arcool. Let's see how we do. Machamp lead. So what I like to do with the Machamp lead is I stay in and I go straight for Cross Chop. If they get a counter through like they just did right there, I switch immediately to Drifblim because then I'm able to catch the Cross Chop in the fake CMP tie. So if they don't get a Cross Chop through, then it's a CMP tie, and then I'll shield and still switch into Drifblim. But at least this guarantees that I don't have to shield. And I'm going to save my shield, and I'm just going to debuff this Muck. Because I'm a shield up, so if I debuff it enough, I can just come down and farm it down with Machamp, as all the moves will also be resisted. And they tend to get very greedy here, as they want to farm down. As there, they decided to throw because they know that I might be able to farm it down. So I decide to go in with Talonflame and get ahead on energy, but they switch out and then they quit. So whatever was in the back was definitely weak to Talonflame. Actually, that was a 5-0 set. We get a Landorus here. Probably gonna cut this out, I hope. Did I cut it out? Or yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna watch all this. Spend 30 minutes watching me catch a Landorus. All right, so next set. Dragonite, again, switch immediately to Drifblim, and then the goal is to CMP tie it, because you will CMP tie at the Icy one, and this is where I messed up. I tried to I don't know. I didn't follow my plan. I'm supposed to CMP tie there. That guarantees me getting a shield. Now I'm a shield down. They have a hard counter that resists most of my moves. And again, I said you have to go for Icy Wind first. That reduces the damage of the waterfalls enough that you'll survive to get a third move off, but not in this case because of the Dragon Breath damage. But typically, that's the play with Empoleon. I've played this team enough that I kind of learned a lot of the matchups with weird things, things that are not good for it. So I'm pretty sure I lose this as I messed up on that swap. Let's see. I'm gonna try land a flame charge and bait, and then probably just go for another flame charge. Okay. I mean that makes sense because it looks like they're shielding whatever. Maybe there's something in the back that's weak to Talonflame, but I don't have any more shields, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, I will be able to take out the Dragonite here with a cross chop. And if I'm very lucky, whatever's in the back is weak to Machamp, but is more likely weak to Talonflame, just based on, yep, Bronzong here. XL Bronzong, as it is close to 2,500, and Bronzong, the 4 would only get up to like 23 something, or I don't know. So, good game there for my opponent. Big mistake on my part trying to overfarm. Supposed to CMP tie the Dragonite. Good lead. They switch it to Dripple. I'm going to actually try to get off a Rock Slide. I know that this is just an Icy Wind. This is also a Hundo Dripplum, I believe, as 2488 is the CP that mine landed on when I XL'd it. But now I have this beautiful, shiny, rank 78 Drifloon. I actually had a better one, but I decided to XL the shiny, obviously. If I'm going to switch out my trusty Hundo that I've been running forever, I'm gonna do this shiny flex. So I'm able to undercharge there pretty nicely, so I can get off one more hex. This allows me to at least Icy Wind the Scrafty, and Scrafty obviously can throw a power punch. It's gonna do absolutely nothing, so they have to go for foul play. They might try and bait me here. It's a very risky bait because I'm not gonna shield. They don't shield, so that's fine. I mean, I don't shield. They don't bait, so that's good. Here, they might be going for another foul play, but it's resisted and it's debuffed. And they catch on the Talonflame, and I threw, but luckily they shielded anyways. So now they're up one Incinerate, but now I'm able to get one more Incinerate through theirs. So I'm going to shield this. Could have been a Brave Bird. I'm going to go straight for Brave Bird. I tend to always go straight for Brave Bird in the mirror match, as they think I'm going Flame Charge, especially because I was up a shield. It would make sense for me to be able to build on the Flame Charge. I go straight for the Brave Bird, risk it for the biscuit, as Ionic would say. Speaking of other creators, I want to thank Oxford U for featuring me on his channel. He featured my Master League Classic team, which I really appreciated. That was super cool. Thank you, Oxford U. Very amazing player and very talented content creator as well. Super entertaining. I was debating here if I made the right move, but I guess I did. I was like, maybe I should have just gone into Talonflame and just see if I can sweep the entire team with Talonflame, because I could have just double shielded the Sludge Bombs and just ramp up my Incinerate damage. But this is a safer play, as Drifloon is it's kind of a wall to Venusaur, except for Frenzy Plant, even though it just does a lot of damage. So even though the grass moves are resisted, still does a lot. I hope I win this. It seems like I have the alignment right. I got a shield, so that's good. They have a Dragonite, and my only Dragonite counter is gone, so that's not good. But I'm able to get an Incinerate through there, so that is really good. And it goes straight for Brave Bird and hopes that they are not going to shield, because they want to save their shields for Magnezone. They don't shield. I switch immediately into my Machamp. I'm going to let this go. If it's a wild charge, it won't KO, barely. And now they've lost enough. Now they're completely debuffed on their defense. So I'm able to just kind of counter most of it down. And then one Incinerate would have taken it out. So that is a GG. So I'm really liking this team a lot. Obviously, it's tricky running an ABB line, but with Drift Blim's great safe swap that even whatever counters it hard, you can still go ahead and just debuff it. Going against another legend, a current legend. So when I match up with current legends, sometimes I'm kind of excited because I thinking they're gonna run like something super spicy that I'm like, okay, I can take it out. Or sometimes they're just gonna try and push for wins. Like, I don't know. So far, I haven't ran into anyone. Actually, I ran into Wild Susan Boyle running Bernonicle, and he destroyed me. But most people are right now. I haven't seen a lot of spice up here, so it seems like people are still trying to maintain, or maybe they're pushing for leaderboard. They are able to snipe me there, which is kind of bad. And I go into the wrong Pokemon. I meant to go into Drifblim, and I go into Talonflame, but maybe it worked out. I was able to get off one Incinerate, and now I can Icy Wind it. It will take out the Dragonite, and they have a Obstagoon, and one Night Slash will not take me out, and the counters are triple resisted. So I'm gonna debuff it. If they decide to throw right away, then that's on them. And if they decide to overfarm when they get greedy, like they did there, then I will be able to debuff it even further. So it's kind of one of those things. I'm gonna switch. I'm able to get another Incinerate through, luckily. I was debating whether I should shield this one or if I should shield the Obstagoon, but this is obviously going to do the most damage. And Obstagoon has about 2 Night Slash worth at this point. And they get the boost at the most inconvenient time where I'm like, okay, I got this. And now I'm like, okay, maybe I don't got this. I'm about to get countered down. Luckily, I'm able to get to another Flame Charge. This will take out the Obstagoon. So GG there. Man, that was a tricky scenario with the boost there. But as you can see, Drifblim, even the things that hard counter it are there's still play with Icy Wind play. Scrafty, another good lead. So Scrafty might be a spice pick. Galvantula, it's kind of annoying. It counters almost my entire team. Galvantula leads are very difficult. I decided to let this go through and call it lunge. I've been getting lunge baited so much lately that I'm like, I'm going to call it. Here I should have called it, as this player is lunge trigger happy. But that's fine. Because they come back in with Drifblim, which is interesting. It's like they knew that I was weak to Scrafty in the back. But obviously it makes sense that they didn't come back in with Scrafty, as the counters will be resisted. I'm going to let this go, whatever it is. If it's an Icy One, it won't take me out. If it's a Shadow Ball, it will. I'm going to go into my Drifblim. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shield and farm down and just start Icy Winding this Scrafty. Get it to debuff, where he's going to be forced to either revamp his attack with power-up punches, or he's going to be forced to throw foul plays. Now it's double debuffed. They're not shielding yet, which is concerning. I was trying to maybe catch here, and I obviously over tap. Maybe I should have just stayed. I could have survived another foul play. So now they power up punch, and this will be shielded, and then will we simultaneously KO? Okay, we don't. That was very scary there, as I was like, if that Drifblim has a move, I am done for. Maybe if it only had an Icy Wind, I'd be fine, because I would survive, as my Drifblim is very tanky. Yeah, but that was a scary moment there at the end. And that's a 4-1. And another Landorus. And that was my push for climbing the leaderboards, climbing my elo again. Maybe we'll hit Legend in the Ultra League. We'll see. That would be amazing, because my goal this season was to hit Legend outside of Master League if possible, as that tends to be my best lead. So again, thank you for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you have not subscribed yet, and please check out my podcast. It's a weekly podcast. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Google, all the stuff that where you ever listen to your podcast at, and rate us and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next video.